One of the questions that always comes up using Photoshop is how to correctly resize a photographic image so that it is not distorted. Right now I'm going to be demonstrating how to do that, one way to do that, with Photoshop 6.0. As you'll see, I've opened up a photographic image, and we'd call this a landscape image because it is wider than it is higher in dimension. And the other way around would be what we call a portrait image. Right now, the procedure I'm going to show you applies to either type of image. This is a landscape image. First, what you would always do, if you're saving something for the web, you're going to make sure that it is at 72 pixels per inch screen resolution. You don't want larger than that because the file will be too big. So here's how you do that. You click Image, and then go to image size, and this tells you the whole story. It's telling me that it's already at, this photograph is already at 72 pixels per inch. I would always set it for that first. The other thing I'm going to suggest is you should always have constrained proportions option selected, as well as resample image with bicubic. Right now this is 420 pixels wide and 280 pixels wide. And normally I think most professional graphic designers work with pixels more than anything else, so it's good to keep that setting. I'm going to click OK, and here's what you have to do. You obviously have to have your main toolbar showing, and you really, in this case, because it's just a single image, you really don't need the layer palette showing. So I'm going to deselect that completely. But one thing you do need is the info palette showing, and you're going to need that to mark your dimensions. Also, you want to be measuring in pixels, and here's how to do that. If your computer measures in inches, here's how to change it. Edit, Preferences, Units and Rulers. Just make sure where it says Units, Rulers, make sure it says Pixels. Click OK, and that should keep things the way you want them. Now, the next thing, you've got your info palette showing, and I click on the rectangular marquee tool, and I make sure that my options are set to 0 pixels, feathering, and normal style. Well, prior to that, let's go Image, Image Size, and take the smaller number of the two and make it the size you want it to be. Now let's say for this case we want it to be exactly 105 pixels wide and 105 pixels high. So change the smaller number of the two to 105 pixels. Make sure you have constrained proportions selected. It'll automatically change the other number. Click OK. Now I have an image that is 105 pixels high, but it is wider than what I wanted. OK. Click the rectangular marquee tool. Make sure your options are set to 0, feathering, and normal. And now drag a box. And the way I do that is I start right up here, drag, left mouse click, drag all the way down, and drag across this way. And as I do that, look at your numbers right here, and you want to drag till it's 105 by 105. Now you could set this to whatever you wanted, but we're going to assume we wanted 105 by 105 just for this example. So I go to 105. Now use the arrow keys on your keyboard and just move the square block, the rectangular marquee, and cover most of the main area of your graphic image. You're obviously going to lose something here, but that's okay. And then finally, Image, Crop. You now have an image that is beautifully 105 by 105 pixels. Now to get rid of the dancing ants, just click off anywhere in the gray area or select deselect. And the only other thing you have to do is File and Save. In this case, save for web. And on the web, we normally make things JPEG or GIF, but I can tell you right now, photographs are always JPEGs, and or I should say 99% of the time. And if I go with JPEG high quality, because I have such a small thumbnail, even at high quality, I'm looking down here, it's less than 15K. As a matter of fact, it's less than 5K, and that's a really good number for graphic images. Click OK and save it wherever you want to. And that's how I resize a photographic image without distorting. Now there's other ways to do it, but